Hi, my name is Jonathan, and my main inquiry question for Capstone was what impact did the dropping of the atomic bomb have on Japan? And in this presentation, I will be answering that question. The destruction in Hiroshima was so devastating because America dropped an atomic bomb. An atomic bomb is equal to 20,000 tons of TNT and has a blast radius of 26,250 feet. An SC-250, a normal bomb that the Germans used to bomb London every night, was only equal to 0.15 tons of TNT, and the blast radius was only 5,000 to 7,000 feet. That means that the atomic bomb is 133,333 times more powerful than the SC-250. Despite the damage, a huge difference was that the atomic bomb gave off a lot of radiation, which later on led to after effects. When the bomb dropped, it killed 80,000 people instantly and left 35,000 people injured, which was 90% of the city's population. After approximately 2 to 6 years for older people and 2 years for younger people, people started getting illnesses. There was anemia, which is when your body doesn't create enough blood cells, cataracts, which is when you don't see properly, and keloids, which is when a scar overheals and swells up. The biggest one of them all was cancer. 50% of illnesses were cancers, including leukemia, lung cancer, and stomach cancer. In Hiroshima, 70% of the buildings were destroyed. This means that only 30% of the city's buildings were still standing. The reason for this is when the bomb explodes, it lets out a lot of energy. That energy creates a fireball, which has upwards of 10 million degrees. After it spreads from building to building, lighting everything up in flames. Some things to know about the environment are that 40% of animals died a couple of days after the blast. Ginkgo trees somehow survived the bomb. Even though they had lost some of their leaves and some of their branches, over time, when the radiation level dropped, they grew back. After the bomb dropped, many people thought that nothing could live in that level of radiation. But in 1946, there was hope when an oleander flower grew and the city started to rebuild. Now the radiation level has dropped to a safe level. It took 2 years and $2 billion to rebuild Japan. But from the peak in 1942 to the bottom of 1945, gross domestic product, or GDP, fell by 26.9%. And Japan lost 100% of planes and ships, 81% of their commercial ships, 34% of their industrial machines, 33% of urban housing, 25% of buildings and structures, 16% of telegraph, telephone, and water supply, 11% of electricity and gas supply, and 10% of railroad and other land transportation. As you can see, the atomic bomb is a very powerful weapon that America used against Japan in World War II. It was very powerful compared to other explosives. It destroyed a lot and left after effects. It hurt the environment and made Japan's economy fall greatly. That is how the atomic bomb had an impact on Japan.